one that we kept in a bar.
Charlatan singer Tim Burgess continues to push himself in new directions with his well-received latest solo album, Oh No I Love You. I caught up with Tim just before his sellout gig at Glasgow's Oran Mor to find out what keeps him moving forward after over 20 years in the limelight.
Miss it all. Miss the ending.
The first album, I believe, was kind of a, the Charlatans had done Wonderland, and it kind of marked, I guess, the beginning of me moving to Los Angeles in a lot of ways as well. And Wonderland was the first record that I'd done while I was living there, and I kind of, after that record was done, I kind of felt like I was still in that mood. So I believe, really, in my head was a follow-on from that in a lot of ways, and the Charlatans, being the Charlatans, we never follow the same thing. We always kind of move quite drastically from one thing to the next, and I kind of wanted to stay in that world. Yeah, it was very optimistic, very very up, and very, I suppose, like happy to be in that place. And this one is definitely, in some ways, the opposite of that, because I was actually leaving that place in my head, and actually in reality.
Yeah.
The coffee thing started on Twitter again, and it was metaphysical coffee shop. It was I've been posting stuff out about music and got a general okay response from people, and then one morning I posted, would anyone like a cup of coffee, and I got about 500 responses, just not like asking for Americanos, and it was just, it's just like messy about it, it's just like, there's sugar at the end of the table, and John cream with that, blah blah, and so that, and then someone actually asked me if I wanted to make a real coffee, and to backtrack a little bit, I thought, on Twitter, I decided that if I had a metaphorical coffee shop, it needed a name, and someone suggested Tim Peaks, after Twin Peaks, and then it kind of it just became quite lynchy. So people love it, and some people hate it, but I don't know. I saw a picture in a magazine about 3 years ago, and I just bleached. I've always liked messing around with my hair anyway, but just bleached one bit down here, and then I thought, I'm gonna let it all grow out and then just do it all, and then I did it all. And it looked quite. I got a few comments, Brian Jones and Andy Warhol and stuff like that. But I was thinking more Michael Clark, and it just takes on its own thing, doesn't it? Really, I mean, I don't know what it is really now. It's just grown out, and it's short. But I mean, it saves me sort of like going into the hairdressers and taking a photograph of myself and saying, make it look like that. Just take a picture of Michael Clark instead.